Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, bringing you some more Call of Duty Black Ops gameplay. Now today I'm bringing you quite a fast Nuketown Demolition gameplay. I start off using the Commando, but I pretty quickly switch to the MP5K. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the gameplay. What I'm going to be planning to do in the 30 or so days before Modern Warfare 3 comes out is provide you with some general Call of Duty tips. I mean, Black Ops has got so little left in its life cycle, there's no point me sitting here and telling you, use the MP5 instead of this weapon or whatever, because it's absolutely no use to you now. I think what would be a lot more useful is if I tell you some pretty good transferable Call of Duty tips, because then, whilst the tips can be applied to Black Ops in the month or so before Modern Warfare 3 is released, you can take those tips and send them straight into the new game on release day. And what I'm going to start this series off on is Demolition. Now, Demolition, I think, is a certainty to be in Modern Warfare 3. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed already, but even if it isn't, a lot of the skills I'm going to teach you in this quick gameplay will be transferable to many game modes. First and foremost, in Demolition, it's all about map control. The vast majority of my deaths in this game are when the enemy have map control in the middle and we as a team are fighting to push forward. If you take a quick glance at the minimap here, you can see that my team is beginning to establish map control. We're beginning to push over that halfway line of the map and slowly force the enemy back into their spawn so we can get easy bomb plants and begin to dominate the game. Now, the important thing is in Demolition is to establish map control. There's absolutely no point sitting in the back of the map inviting enemy onto you. You've got to take the fight to them, especially on a slightly smaller map than this, because if you can hem people back in the spawn, you really can begin to turn the pressure up on them and really begin to rack up some nice kills. And the middle part of that gameplay, this gameplay, is a perfect example of this. At the start and at the end, the team I'm on does not have map control, and look at that for a completely and utterly BS death, but never mind. But in the middle of the game, when we begin to establish map control, I really begin to get the kills. And this is just a perfect example of how to do it. You push into the enemy spawn, you know, establish map control, and then the kills will come. But the crucial thing is establishing map control first. You know, you see a lot of people in Demolition try and camp the bomb. And the thing is, that might work for, say, a couple of minutes, but if the enemy manages to get a sly plant, you're forced to be aggressive anyway. You're forced to come out and try and defend and defuse that bomb instead of sitting back and picking off kills. So I think it's a lot more beneficial to push past the objective as we do in here and try and keep the enemy hemmed in spawn, because if you do that and say you get killed and get pushed back, you've still got that little bit of time while the enemy runs to the bomb when you can respawn and then rush back in to try and defend it. So when you're defending, it is, in my opinion, a lot more important to get into the enemy spawn than it is to sit back and defend the bomb from your own. Anyway, that's a good little few tips there, quite transferable general Demolition tips, but also transferable to many of the game modes. You know, oh, this is a triple coming up here. Triple! That's quite good, I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, I think that's quite a nice little beginning, and what I'm going to try and do is do that every gameplay, you know, give you a host of tips and whatever game mode I'm playing, using transferable tips, like, so I'll talk about SMGs in general. I won't talk about specific weaponry too much unless I think there's a really good point to make, because then you can really take those tips and put them into the new game whenever it comes out, and I think that will be a lot more beneficial to you than me just sitting there talking about the MP5 for 10 minutes. Anyway, that's enough on the gameplay for the moment. What I'm going to talk about now is my FIFA plans. Now, FIFA 12 has been out for a couple of weeks now, and I've been getting quite a lot of gameplay in it on career modes, because what I like to do is start with a championship team and see how long it takes me to win the Champions League. Currently, I'm in my 3rd season. I finished 9th in the Premier League last season, which isn't too bad. I've started with Leeds. I've bought players like Fernando Gargo, who else have I bought? Gabby Agbonlahor, you know, some pretty solid players, Michael Johnson from Man City, you know, players that aren't groundbreaking but form the core of a decent team. That's one thing I recommend you to do in career mode. It's a lot more beneficial when you start in, say, in a promoting team, say you're starting as Leeds or Forest and you're trying to get them promoted, to buy 3 or 4 good players instead of spending all of your money on one massive signing. I spend all my money on one massive signing like 2 or 3 seasons into the Premier League, so perhaps I've made 8 signings in the Premier League, so I've got a pretty solid team, and then I'll go and spend 20 million on one player to really give me that star player to help me push on to the next level. So if you are big career mode fans, that's what I recommend you to do. However, I'm not going to talk about career mode now. What I am going to say is I'm going to do a road to rank 1. Oh no, it's road to division 1, sorry. Because if you don't know, online now there are a series of divisions. I think there's 9 divisions. You start in the 9th one, and you've got to earn a certain amount of victories and a certain amount of points to get promoted. And so I think it's like 10 games or whatever. And if you get that certain amount of points, you get promoted to the next division and so on and so on. But if you have a particularly bad run and you have a shocker, you can get relegated. So the series is has the opportunity to run on for quite a while. So I think it'd be quite interesting. You know, quite a lot of people are doing their Ultimate Team run-throughs. I think that the best 2 out there are the ones done by Sam 5000 and Chris Trout. So if you are in the mood for an Ultimate Team run-through, I sincerely recommend you go and watch those 2 guys, because they do it, I think, better than anyone else. But what I haven't seen too many people doing this road to rank 1, not out of the people I regularly watch anyway. So I'm going to be doing that. It's going to be quite interesting. I'm going to try and play as quite a wide variety of teams. I haven't done a lot of online play. I've played about 7 games on Ultimate Team, and I haven't played online at all yet. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how I transfer my career mode skills to online play. So it'll be an interesting series. I think the first episode of that will be up on Friday. I'll begin to get clips for it today because I've got the rest of today off. So anyway, that's the end of the gameplay. Final score is 43-10. I think it was a very, very nice gameplay to establish how to play Demolition. Lots of transferable tips in the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please rate and comment as always. It's beginning to help my channel get a little bit more notice anyway, very, very slowly. So once again, guys, I'd just like to thank you for watching and have a fantastic day.